Everyone, welcome back to the Beyond the Bases podcast. Today I have the great pleasure of welcoming the first ever father-son duo to the podcast in Lucas and Jon LeTourneau. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Great to be
Yeah,
here.
congrats on winning a championship this season. And obviously, you guys, like I mentioned before, are the first father-son duo to be on the podcast. So what's it like to be teammates as a father-son duo and one of two on the Mocka Rays?
So it's very different for us because it's always been, coach player, as I've coached him pretty much his whole life. And uh, last 2 years being able to win, be teammates, and once he was age eligible was it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, I can't really find a word to describe how it is because there's always times coming off the field where it's like, do I call him Dad? Do I call him John? Do I call him Lump? So it's great.
I was going to say, Lucas, you had one of the biggest hits of the season for the Mockery, actually the game-winning hit. So being responsible for that against the Mariners to clinch the championship back to back, no less, for the Rays. How did that feel? And also, John, what was your perspective on that as well? You guys kind of want to talk about your emotions and everything going through all that, and just how exciting that was.
That felt amazing. Uh, as soon as it came off the bat, I saw it. I was like, okay, it's going. And I started to round, and then the left fielder started to slow down a little bit. And then once it hit the concrete, the parking lot, I blacked out. I don't really know what happened until I got to home plate, really. But once I kind of snapped back, realized what was happening, amazing.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was definitely a special moment. I've seen him hit a ton of home runs since Little League and Babe Ruth, Legion, high school, club baseball, but that was probably his biggest one yet.
Yeah, and you guys are two of the most dangerous hitters in the Mock Rays lineup. You guys have, both of you are top two or the top two RBI people in the 18 plus division. So talk about your approach at the plate for both of you and how that kind of complements each other as well as complements the rest of the Rays lineup.
So when there are runners on, I always just try to not do too much. Try to find what's mine, whether that be fastball middle, fastball away, depending on how the pitcher's pitching. Kind of read him based off the other hitters, and then just put one into position to get the runners to score. And when there's not the rare chances there aren't runners on when I'm batting, I just try to get on and start the rally going.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's the same thing. It's all it's dependent on situation. Situational baseball, which anyone that's watched the Rays over the years, that's especially the last 6 years, that's been the mantra. It's been situationals. But yeah, just doing the job, get them on, get them up, get them over is pretty much what we do.
And do you guys have a favorite either pregame meal that you guys have or pregame workout routine or just routine that kind of helps you get in the best baseball shape and help you kind of go through the entire season because it is a long season. And so yeah, if there's any secrets that you guys have that helps you be as good as you are.
I usually don't eat before a game, just because I wake up so early in the morning. 8 o'clock games. I'm out the door at like 4 a.m. for work. So, all the night games, 8 p.m. starts. So, eating that late for me is kind of, I don't usually do it, but I do indulge in maybe a bag of Swedish fish on the way to a game. That's usually my routine pregame stuff. But that's it for me. Have a little energy drink and small bag of Swedish fish.
I'm along the same lines. I usually get like a bag, maybe it's gummy worms, maybe it's gummy berries, something like that. And then when we get to the field, if there's time, If it's not as late of a game, maybe hit before, and then just get the arm loose with some catch. Really.
So you guys have play on multiple teams throughout the year. How do you balance that? And just talk about maybe a couple other the other teams that you play for, and anything you want to mention about them.
So obviously the Rays, um, they're always my number one priority. I and then I play on the 38 South Shore Mariners for now. I also play in um, another league, another hometown league, Ted Williams League. Um, it's a little fun, fun thing, extra swings, extra reps. Play with a couple friends of mine who I grew up with, and it's just a little fun little, you know, one game a week type of thing. Um, Hoping more than likely, probably will be back in the 28s um, next year. Now with, you know, he's out of high school now, so um, frees up a lot more time to where, I can play a lot more before my time runs out where I can't. Um, so more than likely, you see me play. Hopefully, I'll be playing in 28 Boston and some games in Metro West next year. So we'll probably be on about 3 or 4 rosters next year um, to add into my busy life of all the other stuff I do with umpiring high school ball and things like that. So that's my plan moving forward. More baseball. That's all we do.
Yeah, this past season, obviously, I played for the Rays, and then I also had my AU travel ball team, the USA Prime Hitmen. So that was always like a fun thing. Coming not come either coming from there or having coming back from maybe it was a tournament or whatever it was, and then having a day of rest to kind of settle back in, and then the next day you go to either Middleboro or up to Boston to play for the Rays. And then now I'm playing since I'm out of high school, I'm playing college ball at Massasoit. So that's like you said, more baseball the better.
Yeah, and sorry, I just realized I had a follow-up question too. Is there anything that you've learned from those teams that you've taken to the Rays or vice versa, that you kind of carry over?
So um, a lot of it transfers a lot. I have a lot of fun playing in the 18 still. And then facing that different level of pitching, um, more tight games, competitive games. I'm just turned 41, so playing against 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and then going on Monday nights to the Mariners, and then thinking, all right, this is like a little bit of a reprieve, and it's not. So you're facing guys like Yuki and Sam Steed and those guys, and then you're like, oh crap. So a lot of it's the same. Um, it's a lot of it's the same. So everything transfers back and forth.
Yeah. Uh, but at the end of the day, it's baseball, so like the little things like playing lineups, whatever, that'll come through. But what I've brought from travel and now Rays is the greater team aspect, especially coming into a new team for college, not knowing a bunch of guys, trying to form the connections and the friendships and everything to bring the team closer on and off the field. That's what I've been doing.
How did both of you guys get started? I think Lucas, you kind of talked about it a little bit, where you or it might have been you, Lumpy, that Lucas became eligible at last year or the year before. So how did you guys get started with the BMBL, and just talk about that story a little bit?
So we came in the league in 2008. In 2007, this particular team, we were in the MIBL, which was pretty much a Sunday morning league. We played out of our main sponsor was Erie Pub, so we were the Erie Pub Athletics back in 2007. Uh, we wanted we got a little Sunday morning doubleheaders kind of got too much, so we looked for another league, moved this team to the BMBL, which was the MABL back then, and that's when from that team that came over in '07, I'm the only one left. In '08 is when so I got Billy to come on. Bill Ferdinand started, and yeah, from then it's been well, see, you were 6 months old when we came in the league, so yeah, so it's been 18 years I've been in the league. All right, 17 years, 18 years I've been in the league now. Yeah, went through the progression. We were started out with Erie Pub Red Sox still. Um, and then me and Billy had took the team over in 2009. Uh, some stuff personally got in the way right around, I think right about 2012-ish, I believe it was, and Billy took over fully. Um, and then 2020, uh, Tyler took over. Billy handed the reins over to Tyler, and then it's been Tyler's baby ever since.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, I was kind of born into it, so I kind of been around most of, if not all, my life. Um, so growing up with all the guys coming in and out, all the new guys, building all like the connections with the guys still on the team now. And then obviously last year on the latter half, after I finally turned league eligible, I was able to hop on and contribute what I could.
All right, and then I'm assuming I might know the answer to this, but just for the sake of asking it, did you guys have a favorite moment together from being teammates, whether it's the home run that won this year's championship, or was there another one that maybe is not talked about enough, or that maybe people don't know about?
Um, Recent memory, it's probably the home run. But if I took time, I would probably be able to find a different one. But right off the top of my head, it's the home run.
Yeah, I say I got two actually. So actually in this series, the championship series this year, uh, to my knowledge, and I tentatively confirm with Brett about it, but we're the only father-son duo to hit go-ahead home runs in championship series. He hit one to win it, to clinch it. The game previous, I hit a go-ahead mid-game to retake the lead. Um, I would say my other favorite one, so that was cool being able to do that back-to-back games. But I remember he got on the mound last year and it was ironic because the guy umpiring behind the base, umpiring the plate, which was Matty Giblin, before the game, before he got on the mound, I go up to Matty and I said, "You're never gonna guess who's on the mound." And he looked up and he saw Luke, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, this is crazy." I remember when you guys were pushing him in a carriage when you guys came in the league in '08, and now I'm behind the plate umpiring him, in the BNBL. So that was pretty cool. That's one of my favorite ones is just seeing the guys that I've played with over the last, 15 plus years who are now like, oh my God, we are getting old. No, but yeah, though that's there's been quite a few, but
All right, fair enough. It's probably a lot to ask for, coming off with off the top of your head, but yeah, it sounds like um, you have a lot to potentially choose from. But I did want to ask this too because obviously you've mentioned Bill Ferdinand as well, but Tyler finished this season being winning his fourth Manager of the Year and I believe fourth in the last 6 years. Also winning Player of the Month in June as well. So describe his leadership style and why he's so important to the Rays' overall success.
So Tyler's Tyler's awesome. I mean, I've known so me and Billy have been friends for a very long time. Funny fact is Billy actually coached me in senior Babe Ruth back when I was like 16, 17. So I've known Billy a long time. I've known Tyler since I think when we came in the league, he was like 12. He was like 11 or 12 years old. So um, to see him progress and then him take over in 2020, that was pretty cool. But Tyler is a manager. He kind of flipped the script. Um, he was able to use some of his connections with guys he played college ball with or friends of his, and that helped. Um, he's very methodical. His game plan. Every game he's got a plan. Um, Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. He's in every game. He has a plan. Um, it's been never second guess him. Uh, any decision he makes is always to win, to make it a winning situation. It's been he's the forefront. He's the it's awesome. He's still doing a very, very, very good job.
Yeah, kind of to piggyback off that, um, there's never been a situation where he hasn't known what to do. Like there's always been something where like you were like questioning, like you said, questioning what he does, and then the situation comes up and it proves itself right, what he was saying. And when you're out there in the field, especially with me out in the outfield with him, being able to hear the communications loud. And then even when I look over and between Bill and him asking like for people to get warm or whatever, he's coaching from the outfield, managing from the outfield, and still playing and doing everything that you need from a player. So it's just all around great.
All right, before we go any further, your camera was moving a little bit in that last shot.
My
So,
move it self
oh,
adjusts.
oh, okay, okay. I don't know if there's a way to stabilize that or anything, but
No, it self adjusts.
okay, okay. Just wanted to clarify that because I thought it was like, wait, is that being done on purpose? But anyways, just makes the video more entertaining, I guess. So all right. So obviously you guys have only been teammates on the race for a few years or 2 years now, you said. But walk us through the best performance you've seen from a teammate outside of each other. Um, for your entire time with the Rays, whether it's been 2 years or longer, that you've seen, and describe why it's so memorable.
Let's start with that one, or you want me to?
You did.
Okay. I think as like playing wise, it's either no specific game, but anytime Derek Pizarro or Tommy has one of their 4 for 4, 6 RBI games, or whenever Cam Burrow's on the mound gets his one hit performances, there's no specific games. Whenever those happen, it's always great.
So I got one. I say the best performance, hands down, and anyone that was around on that team at that point was Tommy Linnane throwing a perfect game. Um, it was playoffs, first round of the playoffs. We were playing the Dodgers, and he was leaving for boot camp like 2 days later. So it was going to be his last game pitched, and he went out there and absolutely shoved. He threw a perfect game, and lot of the guys didn't know. And the first base umpire, we were at it was the Dodgers. We were playing at Nipper, and the first base umpire, it's getting to like the fifth inning, and he's like, "Man, it's been pretty quiet over here." And I'm like, "No idea what you're talking about. Nope, no idea." So uh, that would be in the history of the organization. That's the number one performance, hands down.
Well, then I guess it'll come as no surprise that he won Cape Cod League MVP or Cape Cod Classic MVP. Sorry, almost said League MVP this year. So I'm surprised. I'm sure that's not a surprise to either of you when you saw that he won that, or if you were there that you witnessed that.
Yeah, we were there. It's he was Mr. Clutch. Anytime we needed a hit, um, we needed to start a rally. Tommy's always been that big hit clutch player.
All right, and then of course another teammate of yours that had another great year. Mike Nell won his ninth championship. Overall, was inducted to the semi-professional Hall of Fame. Do you guys have a reaction to that, and or a favorite story of his? And Lucas, you can go first if you want.
From all like the stories and stuff I've heard of Nell, and from what I've seen from him, that doesn't come as a surprise to me at all. Um, yeah, just him being there. Obviously, like I said, I grew up with most of the players. He wasn't part of that group, but once I got to know him, he became like everyone else, just like an uncle, just a nice supporting role. Great teammate, great guy.
Yeah, I mean, Nell's been in the league. Shit, I think since they started doing stats. Um, we played against him. Man, he was on when we came in the league. I'm pretty sure he was on the Reds back then, and it was awesome when Billy said, "Hey, you're never gonna guess who's coming over." Um, when the Spinners moved up to the 28s, and he's like, "Yeah, Mike's coming over, and he wants to play with us." And Mike's just Mike's a freak, man. He's just a freak in nature. Yes, it's they see us, and you got guys like Mike and me and Billy, and we've been around, and but Mike can still he hits that 4, 5, 6 hole. EHs doesn't play much of the field anymore, but he's always that catalyst in the lineup. It's very hard to keep to keep him out of a lineup.
Yeah, and you know, I think just yeah, he was great to interview. I mean, he was my last podcast guest, and so I think he was actually the first person I did a story on when I started this a few years ago. So it was kind of a full circle moment. But yeah, it just and the fact that he's retiring too, which I mean, I don't know how you replace him on your team. I'm assuming there's not really a way to do that, right?
One, I'll believe it when I see it. Um, we'll revisit that come March, April. Um, but yeah, I mean that spot. Yeah, anyone that's been around this team knows like you go to a game, we could have 15, 16 guys there, and yeah, that if he does finally hang them up, I mean that's a huge hole. Um, consistent hitter. I mean, you see the stats. I mean, he holds records that I think he's got what most hits, most career hits. He's got to be up there for most career games played, and um, you know that's some pretty big spikes to fill if he does decide to hang him up.
All right, and then outside of the Mocka Rays, who's had the most impressive postseason performance of all time? And this could be across any of the three division or four divisions. But if you've had to pick one, who would it be and why?
Hmm. I'd say postseason. First that comes to mind this season would be uh would be Cambro. Um, the stats he put up in the postseason this year, pitching wise. I mean, I think he was what subpar 1 ERA, which is incredibly impressive. Another one that pops up to mind, Johnny Matos. Last couple of years, coming in the championship series, playoff series, and just absolutely a game. Um, I mean the ones that come to mind obviously are the Rays. Um, oh shit, some other performances. You got some of the Bomber guys up there in the 28s. Um, I watched a little bit of the 28s this year, the live streams. Um, uh, Senators, Smith from the Senators. I mean, he had some clutch, sitting back watching those live streams and, seeing him come up and going, hey, why aren't you walking this guy? Um, yeah, it's the league's good. There's a lot of talent in this league through the divisions. Um, I didn't get to watch much of the Metro West stuff. Um, Now that we don't have it, I don't personally play in the Metro West anymore. Um, but you get the Oriole guys. They're just, what Curry does with those Orioles. I mean, he always has championship team every year. Um, our guys on our end, um, yeah, it's just can't really nail one particular, moment down. But yeah, the league playoff wise, it gets crazy. It gets highly competitive. I think our series against the Marlins, I think what most of the games are 1-run games. Um, so yeah, it's hard to pick just one or two.
I was going to say one that kind of stands out is Brock Riley and Mike Smith. That 12 inning game. I don't know if you guys got to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that
yeah.
at all, but I mean, I'm sure that impressed you just even seeing that afterwards. But if you had any thoughts on that,
I was watching. I was watching a little bit of it, and I stepped away, get something to eat or whatever, and I was like, oh, let me log back in, see how the game's going, and Brock's still on the mound, and I was just like, dude, what? And I didn't believe with the inning. I thought they messed up the inning, and I was like, there's no way this dude's still on the mound. Like, what's this guy? He's got to have a rubber arm. Just the dude's an absolute animal.
I don't know if you had any thoughts on that, Lucas, or if you had seen that at all.
What he told me.
Yeah, I mean, would either if you guys were pitchers, just hypothetically, would either of you be able to pitch that many innings, or even, I mean, the 100 innings was the first thing going through my head was like, oh, I wonder if Brock Riley was ever part of that, but to my knowledge, uh, I don't think he was. But I mean, that takes a lot. I'm sure that takes a huge toll on your body anytime a game goes in extra innings.
Um, so back when we came in the league, uh, we only really had two main pitchers. So if you look at the stats from like back like 2008, 2009, I think the most I threw back when I was still pitching, I think I logged like 66 or 67 innings in a season. Um, and there was only like 100 and whatever, 68 innings, 178 innings played for our team back then, 20, whatever, 24 games, 7 inning games. Um, and I know how I felt after just throwing, seven. But yeah, throwing 12, there's not a chance. No, no way.
Yeah, I would have to have like almost immaculate innings every inning to even have a hope of flat keeping up with that.
I mean, I'm sure, and it's a kind of lead into the next question, which is kind of related to this. I'm sure there'll be, Brock could be on that list of like Mount Rushmore type players, Mike Smith as well, and there's probably a good list of people on your team as well that will be on this. But I'm curious, and this can be a question for either of you. Who's on your BNBL Mount Rushmore all time, or even for Lucas for your time playing? Who you think either would be now or could be in the future. That you could answer that question either way.
Yeah, I'd say over my years here, you've got guys like obviously Mike's up there, Nell's on it, Teddy Zubia. No, Teddy's definitely on that list. What he did this year, um, is absolutely amazing. Um, and then dating back, you got guys like John Pollard, JP. Um, we came in the league. When we came in the league in '08, he was, for hitters, he was the bar. Um, in that MVP race every year. Uh, and then you got, Mikey, um, Zubia, Pollard. Um, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of guys over the years that can be, but that's my current, you know, I'd say three-person Rushmore. Um, and I think as we progress, um, there's going to be other guys you're going to see up there. You're going to see like the Powers. Nick's going to be up there. Um, Being a lefty, facing Nick a lot over the years with our, Rays Havoc rivalry. We used to face him all the time. Another one I put on that list is John Shepard. Um, he was always tough to face as a hitter. Me facing him as a hitter. Um, yeah, that's I would say tentatively that's my current one.
Yeah, so like I don't really know if I could put like a specific one, but it's just like all like the main race guys since I'm so much like limited in what I've been able to see and what I remember. It's just like the main race guys, like just the name. It's like Pizarro,
Hmm.
uh, Tommy, like just like anybody really on the race from, and then future. I'd say Cam when if he's able to keep up what he's doing, definitely. And yeah, I'm just kind of limited to what I remember and like my knowledge.
Well, speaking of the future, and this will be the last question, looking forward to 2026, provide us the top reason for why you think the Mocka Rays will three-peat, and be one step closer to, tying the 18 plus division record of 6 championships won, which is currently held by the Yankees and Cutters organization.
Um, I'd say the biggest thing for us is family. Um, everyone that's on our roster, um, it's next guy up mentality. Um, we don't have our biggest thing is we've never for the last 5 years at least, we've never had until the playoffs our true starting 9 or 10. Um, and then you know, we have the same core 3, 4 guys a game, so that the middle to bottom end of the guys that don't get a lot of playing time, it's their time and they fit right in. Our team is super interchangeable. We can plug guys anywhere. Um, and then Tyler, uh, what Tyler does with the lineups, what he does with, you know, getting guys, recruiting guys. Um, I think they're going to see a stronger, better Rays team next year. And yeah, we should be another tough team to beat.
To kind of piggyback off that, what I was going to say was just the flexibility and just like what he was saying, everyone could fit anywhere. There's not like a set worst player. Everyone's bar equal. Um, and then just chemistry
Mm,
off the field, on the field, everything, whatever it means to be a team, just keep that.
yeah, I mean as far as like, like our biggest thing that we got is the family aspect of it. Um, we're family. Everybody, it's the chemistry that we have. I don't nobody can touch. Nobody can.
All right, and then actually, I guess I'll add this question too. But why should people come watch not only Mockery games this next year, but just the league in general? Because there's a lot of great talent across the league, a lot of great stories, and I'm looking forward to telling more of them in the spring. But in your own words, why should anyone watching this, who hasn't come to one of your games, come watch, or just come back to watch?
We went through when I got in the league, the 18 plus division was huge. Um, it's a little bit scaled down now between, you know, some of the teams we started. I think there was 12. I want to say it was like 10 or 12 teams when we started in the league back in '08. Two separate divisions. And then as the teams aged, they moved on 28s. And actually, some of the teams we played in '08, '09, some of them are actually in the 38s now. Um, and then the new teams coming in, um, bringing the college aspect, high talent. Um, there's a lot of good ball players. Um, and for amateur baseball, um, you got the other leagues, you got like inner city, which that's some high competition. And but like our league, um, we're getting there as far as that. But competitiveness, uh, it's fun. You come watch our games. It's um, anyone that sits on our side of the dugout. I mean, we got a huge fan base. We probably, our home games, we got everyone, everyone's, mothers and sisters and brothers and, nephews and nieces. And um, it's a huge family atmosphere. And a lot of them travel to our away games too. Um, and now seeing some of the teams come in and their fan base is like also going, so it gets to be a fun little experience.
Yeah, again, to kind of piggyback off that, just the overall environment and just at the end of the day, it's baseball. Who doesn't want to watch baseball? If you love it, you hate it. Hopefully, you love it. But it's baseball. It's one of the best things, if not the best thing, to watch in person. So just being there, no matter what level it is, and anything can happen. So there's always that excitement factor too.